Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. And we have made it to the top 10. It's been a long crawl, hasn't it, the last few weeks, but it has been absolutely worth it. Every map we've seen so far has been exceptional, and now we have got to the cream of the crop. Now remember, these are maps that have been voted by you at the end of What Map over the last goodness how many years we've been doing these things. And so the approval ratings are your ratings and not my ratings, and our opinions will all be different. You may have a map at number 10, this might be your favourite map of all time, and if so, you're not wrong. And certainly as we're going through this final top 10 countdown, I'll let you know my opinions on these maps as we go along as well. Of course, my opinion is of all of the remaining 10 maps, they're all exceptional. They are all exceptional. Some might be more exceptional than others, and we won't be long before we find out which is your top map of all time. But will it be the one that you're expecting? There is the question. Right, so at number 10, with a 94.75% approval rating as voted by you, it's Morro Bay by Sidai. Fairly recent, we've got some exceptional work, on this particular map, and it's 100% vanilla, excepting the theme and the LUT. So the theme we're using today is the Albedo Dream by Ikanya and the Relight to Lush LUT. The map was uploaded to the workshop in October of 2022. It currently has a small matter of 17,100 subscribers, with 933 of those marking this as a favourite. Has a 5-star rating on Steam from 257 votes, and I reviewed this in episode 1564 of What's Map, where I gave it 4 stars for aesthetics, 5 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. Was that controversial or what? It's, as I remind people, these are just my individual my ratings, these aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential. There are maps that I have given 4, 4 and 4 to that I like personally, I like better than ones I've given in 5, 5 and 5 to. So I wouldn't fret too much on these ratings. I really wouldn't. I know people have been striving for the 555 all of these years, but I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, my favourite map of all time, well, my favourite couple of maps, I mean, yes, one is All-Star, but one of them isn't. And I have that above all of the other 5-star maps that I've come up with, and many of the 14 stars, and quite a few of the 13. It's personal taste. Everybody has a personal, individual favourite map. If this is yours, you're not wrong. Okay, just saying that, you're not wrong. All right. So, real life location off on the west coast of the USA of A. Fairly recently done, so I know the start square is here. Here. I was a little bit out, mind you, the whole thing shifted up slightly, so maybe I was exactly right there, maybe. So we're going to head to that location. I think we'll start at the top here. We'll follow the road down, past the controversial bit. The controversial bit. Oh, this is YouTube talking about a game, okay? How controversial can these things be? But yeah, we'll come down past the controversial bit. We'll take a left here. We'll head into the start square. We'll check out how nice the map is and just look at the underwater sand painting here. I mean, this is excellent. I tried to do something very similar to this in St. Catherine's Point. This makes me look like I had both hands tied behind my back, doing it blindfolded with a paintbrush in my teeth. That is the difference between this and the work that I did. And of course, you'll remember the sand work. Oh, okay. We're going to have a good time today, all right? We are going to have a good time. I'm saying that because I'm now, before we get to the controversial bit, right, I set the camera down here. As we do, I'll fly down. There, this pointy bit. Sorry, calm down, Bonbon. It's only a map on the computer game. Yeah. I'm gonna be uber controversial here, right? Okay. So I've already told you twice in this show. If you think this is your best map of all time, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. You're clearly not wrong, because it's all subjective. It's all down to personal taste. If I was making a top 20 maps of all time, personally, myself, my list of top 20 maps of all time, this wouldn't be in it. I don't think it's one of my... it's clearly exceptional. I'm not taking anything away from the map at all, because there are not many maps that are better than this, okay? But if we're talking about top 20, 2020, I'm struggling a little bit, okay, to fit this in my personal top 20. I think I would have at least 3 other of Sidai's maps personally ahead of this one. That, again, that's not to besmirch the map in any way, shape or form. It's an exceptional map. Little game lag there, sorry for that. But yes, I gave it 14 stars. I stand by those 14 stars. It's a cracker. But it's not always about stars, is it? Sometimes it's about just how a map makes you feel. And maybe it's the West Coast. Maybe it's all because it's a West Coast American map and I just don't really feel myself building on it. But then there are desert maps that I'm not really into. Yeah, I've never been to a desert. Never been to a desert. No plans on going to a desert anytime soon. Although probably my country might be a desert by the end of my life with the way global warming's going. But yeah, maybe it's a locale. Maybe it's the just the vibe. Maybe it's just the vibe. I don't know. I haven't got anything I can put my thumb on. But you take something like Two Brothers. I mean, I can see the magic in that. If that had been the best map of all time, the top performing map of all time as voted by you, I could not argue against it. If you told me that was it, but if you told me that this was it, I would scratch my head. I just think that Two Brothers is it's a completely different style of map. Again, we're talking about different styles of maps as well. What Sidai has done here is just a completely different take on the map. Anyway, let's have a look at this intersection right there. I've just spotted something I think I skipped over in the actual live review. It didn't affect my scoring whatsoever. And I guess, again, we could be talking about node controller, because if you look here, we've got very clear use of the node controller. Slick lane braking there with slick, intersection marking towards the chevrons are pointing in the wrong direction. I'm not worried about that. But I'm thinking, because if it's consistent, it's consistent. But I'm looking at the lane merge down here, and I don't know, is this a little harsh? It just feels a little harsh. Could be softer, maybe, possibly extending with no controller a little bit, stretching out a little bit. Also, the more I look at this, the more I worry about losing control and going out over the cliff. I mean, there is that's always a talking point or 3 on the map, no matter what you do, isn't there? There is. So yeah, I'm not saying that this certainly isn't the reason for me why this map for me is not as good as something like Two Brothers. But yeah, I just would struggle to have this. Sorry, we were looking at the intersection and just how nicely done it is. There we go. Also loving this as well, the erosion running through the underside, and also the just like the little texture work done along there as well. Really appreciated. So yeah, there's always something to talk about with these maps. Always something to talk about. But yeah, exceptional map. I do love the map. I do love the map. You don't give 14 stars to a map that you really don't like. I do like it. I really do love it. Just I've not made a top 20 list. It might be in my top 20. It might be. But I just get the gut feeling I would struggle to put this in my top 20. I'm sure I would find, especially, I'd probably want to put in a mix as well. So I'd want to have probably well, like a winter biome one, something like a Grim Soy possibly just in there, just to make up the numbers. I'd want a desert map or two. I'd want coastal maps. I'd want island maps. And by the time I'm trying to put together a nice mix of 20 maps as my greatest mix of 20 maps of all time, I think I would struggle to find a spot for this. But if you're talking about like quality, well, I don't. Yeah, look, okay. You could make a top 20 maps of all time with just Sidai maps, couldn't you? You could. You could. It would be a little harsh. It would be a little harsh on some of the other creators. But they should start Square, by the way. Yeah. Want to build here? Yeah, I think so. I think so. How sweet is that? Let's follow this road. I don't remember where this goes. I kind of, for me, I remember the side of the map that we came down from better. That highway, I remember vividly. The mountain, obviously, which we're going to have a look back at the moment. Again, look at the intersection work. Intersection marking tool is in operation, just in case you couldn't tell. But yeah. There we go. Oh, we've got some floating rocks and logs. Ignore, again, with the vanilla floating rocks and logs that we see here. I only mention this every single time because every single show is somebody's first show and they wouldn't have seen that before and they're wondering what is going on. Got some sort of mod issue. Given that we are now, what, 9 shows away from the end of the series and about 2 weeks away from the end of What Map for Cities Skylines 1, apart from anything that I want to do personally in the meantime, I think it's going to be a lot of work trying to work out what's actually causing that, what the mod conflict is. And so I'd rather just get on, make these videos, get them out of the way. I'm done. I'm tired. I've had enough. I want Cities Skylines 2. Bring me Cities Skylines 2 on a platter, please. I'll be very happy. Very, very happy indeed. Yes. It's coming. Stay calm, BonBon. Look at the little windy river here, dry river, little lake from the last wet season. Very sweet. It's just a real. I mean, we are using Relight 2 Lush. Look at the colour. It feels lush, doesn't it? It does feel lush. A bit of a contrast really, because we're talking West Coast, which is notoriously dry, but not in that little golden belt along the coast of the Pacific, where you get the waters from the Pacific, making it a very lush area. We got infamously got some excellent wines out of California. Yeah, I hate to say it. Because yeah, when you talk wine, yeah, excellent wines from France, from Italy, Germany. Just the white wines from Germany are beautiful, beautiful. But Californian wines, some exceptional wines out of California. And Chilean wine, sorry, yeah. So basically, yeah, we've got so good. What about the UK wines, BonBon? Well, we do have some. The good ones are good, right? Just saying that. The good ones are good. Yeah. Grape juice, lovely. Yeah. We're better at beer and bitter, okay? We're better at that. The terrain is just remarkable, spectacular. Made special by, of course, the albedo theme. Giving us, or albedo theme possibly, giving us the tree work along here. I mean, let me just pause the camera right there. Just subtle tree work. That's all I've got to say here. Nothing on the cliffs, which helps to highlight the cliffs as being cliffs. The density of trees along the valley, just got a few encroaching up into the hills. This is a part of the map that nobody will ever really look at, because you're going to be building a city elsewhere, and yet it is still spectacular down here, right? Spectacular. Beautiful hills, beautiful mountains. We have a little river that finds its way out down to under here, under the rail bridge. We've got rail on the map as well, by the way. If you want rail, we've got a little bit of rail. Again, perfectly done, because it will be. Oh, it's just dawned on me, of course. The sand detail is going to be absolutely ruined because of the floating rocks and props. I'm sorry, Sidai. I'm sorry. I will prompt everybody to go and take another look at the original review, episode 1564, where this sandbar over here shines. And when I say it shines, it's probably, no, I'm going to take that back. It's without doubt, for me, the greatest beach stroke sandbar I have ever seen in City Skylines, be it vanilla, or be it vanilla. Not much competition there. But from the workshop, this is just truly the greatest sandbar or beach in City Skylines history. I'm saying it, I'm putting it here right now. Just little things. Again, I can't really show you close up, because the closer I get in, the more obvious it is there's big problems going on, right? So if I do it from this height, you get a gist. You'll get a gist, if no more. You can still get in a little bit of pop in there, but yeah. But you can see where the trees have, the logs have washed up. We've even got this texture working here as well, underneath the trees. Just the whole thing. The whole thing is spectacular. And remember, apart from the theme and the LUT, 100% vanilla. Yep. I stand by that. That is the greatest beach or map of, well, greatest beach I've seen in this game ever. I stand by it. We've got this outcrop. If you're from or been to the Morro Bay area, no doubt you will instantly recognise this. Again, oh my goodness me! Can we just have a little laugh at the mod issue, please? Oh, okay. It's not funny, really. It's not funny, really. But yeah, do check out. I wish I knew what was causing it. I'm gonna find. You know what? I'm gonna find it by accident, or just before the very last episode, and I'm gonna be sort of like, Gerg, without even looking for it. It will all turn up. A couple of everybody's favourite factories. I say a couple, I mean 3. The smokestacks there give it away. There you go. That's what a long factory looks like. Very good. Right. Are we at a point that I should be looking at, you know, that hill there? Oh, let's go look at the hill there, shall we? Oh, let's start off by going to the start square. Just, oh, for the wetland area as well. Oh, and this little harbour area. There you go. Harbour little area. We've looked at the harbour area now, okay? There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Start square area over here. There we go. That's the area you're going to be playing with. Again, the framing of that seems absolutely perfect. I mean, how much more buildable space do you want? Plus, you have a second entry point over there as well, and you are 1 tile away from having the rail. So, win, 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 win. Then you have this. Beautiful. I mean, if I hadn't seen this in real life, Google Earth, I would question this. It just doesn't seem to make any sense to me that the water would emerge there and emerge from over here. It doesn't, but do you know what? This is what it does. You can't argue with nature, right? You can't argue with nature. But it is so well done. I mean, inspired. It's not it's not exactly one-to-one, but you can never really get exactly one-to-one, can you? Oh, and let's talk about that underwater sand detailing as well. See if I can angle the camera so we don't get any glare off of the reflection. But yes, this, I was aiming for this, okay? I was aiming for this. Why I couldn't do it to this standard? I'm not a magician. I am not a magician. Sidai appears to be a magician. Look at that. Pull back. There we go. I mean, that is just crazy good. Crazy good. Even along here. Crazy good. Loving also how these mirror. Look how these mirror these shapes here. That shape, that shape, that shape. Then you get these incursions here. So good, Sidai. So good. Alright then, let's go and embarrass myself a little bit. So, it was all about this hill over here. The iconic hill. It has a name. And I don't have a problem with it having a thing there. But to me, it felt just like a lump rather than a rock formation. And that was my big problem with my one big problem with the map was that, even though it is correct, all right, the limitations of the game are the limitations of the game, and I was just distracted by that. I was so distracted by that. But you know, it is what it is. You could say, well, if you let them off that, because that's just one little thing. We could talk about the chevrons being the wrong direction and the no controller not being optimized on that junction. So I could have lost that star somewhere else as well. I could. But all told, a beautiful map, and it is a beautiful map with some stunning. I'm gonna look. I still think this is my best angle. Look at this. There we go. It's the only angle, isn't it? It just frames so well like that. Yeah. Spectacular. Morro Bay by Sidai, 94.75% approval rating. Your 10th best map of all time. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And you won't be wrong with any of these remaining 10 maps are just... I mean, there's a reason why they're pushing 95% approval rating. It's absolutely insane, the qualities. So anyways, thanks Sidai, and thanks to you for watching. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for hitting that notification bell to remind yourself that we do indeed have a big show tonight, the live stream where we talk about the Dev Diaries. Join me for that one around 6:30 to 7 PM UK time, and if it's anything like last week, we'll be talking for a little while. So so there's that. Big shout out to the BonBon buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership for supporting the channel. You guys are the very, very best, and I love you very, very much, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.